Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel Gossip tonight. B, Cailey Fleming, and Cal, Ryan Reynolds, share a sweet embrace in the dying minutes of If before she and her father, John Krasinski, depart New York City. For a large chunk of If, B's father is in the hospital having surgery. Apart from a serious scare at the end of the movie, the process goes well. Eventually, B and her father leave New York City, but not before she unintentionally takes out an old sketch of herself, her parents, and her childhood imaginary friend Calvin, played by Reynolds' If character Cal, in the car. Reuniting with Cal, BB hastily goes back upstairs after accepting the truth of their relationship, which prompts her memory to see Cal again. Cal greets B with a balloon flower while wearing a brighter clown outfit, and the movie closes with the two of them cuddling up. It's an incredibly powerful scene that illuminates many parts of Cal's character and the film's wider themes. The film's themes imply that B and Cal's breakup at the end of If might not be their last meeting. The idea that people could benefit from having an imaginary companion, even as they enter adulthood, is one of the film's most important lessons. Ifs can be consoling in trying times, even when no one is looking. Calvin could return to support Bea if she needs it. Calvin's decision to remain or leave New York City has no bearing on Bea's grandmother, Fiona Shaw. This means that any visit to Bea's family may involve going upstairs to Calvin's flat. The majority of Cal's actions in the movie and his invisibility to others can be explained by the fact that he is genuinely an If. Bea and Cal are given fresh life at the conclusion, and it would be appropriate if they were to reunite in the future. It turns out that even Bea's dad is cool with AFs. In fact, by the end of the movie, we learn that Keith, Brad Pitt, who had been invisible the whole time, was actually his If and had already returned home with them. Even though not every If goes home with Bea, it's clear that she's made a difference in their lives. We first see some of the Ifs reunited with their original families after learning that Bea's grandmother remembers and can see Blossom, Fade Waller-Bridge. A number of supporting characters in the movie, including Unicorn, Emily Blunt, and Ally, Maya Rudolph, learn that they are the original occupants of certain Ifs and can return to their people. The movie concludes with the idea that retired AFs will continue to return to their people rather than being paired with new offspring, even though not every If has the opportunity to be reunited with their original self. This is confirmed by Benjamin, Alan Kim, who wore a bespectacled dragon and was unable to see the other AFs. From Blues, Steve Carell. Evident joy in giving Jeremy, Bobby Moynihan, more self-assurance to the other Ifs, it appears that the Ifs get some peace of mind from their time spent with their biological children. The opening act of If sets the stage for an unexpected ending. When Bea first meets Calvin and Blue, they are trying to make friends with a new child. Having a structure in place to help the Ifs locate new homes outside of the retirement community that Teddy Bear Lewis Gossett Jr., built for the elderly is a beneficial idea. Nevertheless, the film ultimately centers around the significance of holding on to a positive imagination, even in adulthood. This is the crucial lesson that Bea's father wants her to remember, and her experience with the Ifs supports this. Returning to their Ifs brings true joy to Bea and the other adults. Because kids like Bea and Benjamin can experience and then rediscover their own unique Ifs, the film's central message is that play and creativity don't have to be buried or given up. It challenges the assumptions made at the beginning of the film regarding the Ifs' potential new dwellings by stating that they already have a home. The significance of Ifs and Bea's familial ties, even once the emotional arcs of Bea, Calvin, and the other Ifs are resolved, there is still a great deal of space for interpretation in the if finale. B would love to see her grandmother in New York City, and it would be a great chance for her to catch up with Calvin and the other IFs who are still residing in the retirement community. However, there are still enough unanswered questions in the if universe for a hypothetical sequel to be an exciting idea. We don't sure if IFs actually vanish or what happens to them as they get older. Blue fears that he might vanish if everyone ignores him altogether. Calvin denies that happens to AFs, but it makes one wonder if they age or die. The greatest approach to dealing with the death of Louis Gossett Jr., who played Louis, could be to make a sequel that investigates the fate of IFs and their mortality. As B matures, her interactions with the IFs may lead her to continue assisting them well into her high school years, providing an ideal context for delving further into IF's central theme of people maintaining their imaginations throughout life. The if at the end is a reminder that staying positive and imaginative is crucial, no matter how tough things get. Because of her parents' declining health and her mother's death, B has buried her innocent side by the time we meet her in the film. Louis persuades her that her imagination is still a potent tool, and the other IFs, including Calvin, help bring this back. But until Blossom and B's grandmother are made whole again, and Blue and Jeremy are briefly reunited, the actual significance of the if and human connection remains hidden in the movie. People will always be reminded of the innocent amusement that first inspired them to create IFs by the if conclusion, regardless of how much time has passed. Sometimes even adults need them. It would be wise for people to try to hold on to them. It's a beautiful moral that gives if a clear message. This gossip is over. If you like the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.